fair. We see 3 forwards in overtime. That was quite eventful.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't think it's the first time we've done that. I think we've done it before with Pete, but I mean, I think everyone knows what to do out there, so it doesn't really matter how they got 3 forwards.
When you guys had the chance against, was that scary at all, or you just recover, bounce back? Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, thank God it hit the post, but I mean, trust that Jason can come out and make a save, or at least force him to make a bad shot. So, yeah, just play, and I mean, I'm thankful that it's overtime. I mean, that happens. It goes back and forth. Someone hits the post, someone goes back the other way. It's hockey, and that's why everyone loves 3-on-3. So, but yeah, it definitely was. I'm sure they were a little nervous on that one.
It felt like tonight there was not a lot of room out there for you guys. What was Calgary doing that was kind of keeping you from being able to generate those chances?
Yeah, I mean I thought they broke the puck out well. Kind of clogged our neutral zone, so we couldn't get clean dumps. I mean, they shot a lot of pucks too, so they had a lot of offensive zone draws. I mean, that's hard for us to keep breaking that puck out off draws, especially they didn't snap some back. So had good volume too, but I mean, when you're really pushing down a goal, I think you started to get momentum and started to break that down, and I mean, we had a lot of chances at the end. So we're finding ways to win in every which way.
And what was it like, Jake's performance, to kind of keep you guys in it so that you can get to overtime?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of hard for him because, in the third period especially, I think we really limited their chances, so he didn't see a lot of shots, or at least quality shots, quality chances. I mean, that's what happens when you're down a goal. You're trying to push and push and push. But when we needed him, he came up with big saves and forced bad shots. So we need that from him. He expects that from himself, and it's definitely a luxury for us.
Is that what you were trying to do on the overtime goal?
Yeah, I was just trying to handle a pass and just get it on net. So.
Well, how big has Thomas Harley been since Miro went down, and even guys like Dumbo stepping up?
Well, I mean, you can't replace a guy like Miro. It's pretty hard. Not many guys in this league are up to his caliber, but I mean, we have Tom's played up to that. I mean, logging heavy minutes has everyone. Everyone's chipping in here, so it's one of those next man up opportunities. I think Tom's really taken that stride to be that guy, but I also think, like you said, Dums and Bushi and C's coming in, and even S and Bish. I mean, all 6 of them are doing a great job in keeping us in it, and you need that when you're trying to make a push here, especially with your top D out. Perfect.
To win.
Yeah.
Last game, this game, what is it like? There's a calm, it seems like, or an intensity, both, when the game's on the line.
Yeah, I think just the belief in the group, and I think obviously the leadership we have. There's no panic, no matter the situation we're in. We feel we can get the win, whatever that situation is. So it's just kind of sticking with it, and eventually if you do all the right things, things will eventually go your way, and hopefully win a lot of games.
You extended your personal point scoring streak to 8 games. Do you think about that when you're out there, or what's it like to kind of be producing like this right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really thinking about it when I'm out there. I'm just kind of focused on doing my thing, doing what I can to help the team win, and it's kind of whatever that may be. Obviously, when things are going in, definitely kind of have that extra bit of confidence, and obviously you're feeling it a little bit, but yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's just kind of doing what I can to help the team win, whatever that may be.
Getting moved up to play with Robe and with Jason, whether it's in overtime or regulation, what makes it easy to play with them at any point in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're great players, and they see the ice really well. They make really good plays. They can both score, so I think that makes it a lot of fun to play with. Just you can find them, and there's a good chance they'll put it in the net, and they'll have a good chance of finding you if you're open. So I think it's just, they play the game the right way, and which makes it easy to kind of transition into that situation.
in these types of games when maybe it's not your best or you guys are tired, is there a lot of communication that keeps you guys that calm, or is it really just an understanding?
I think a little bit of both. There's obviously, obviously the coaching staff, Jamie, Ben, our leaders, just kind of talking about it, and I think just as a team, just to stick with it, and especially when things are, maybe don't feel as good as they could, and at certain points of games, it's great when we have guys like Jamie, Ben telling us to stick with it, keep pushing, and I think that goes a really long way.
Did Jamie have an interesting game? I mean, he was very visible from the press box. He was making a lot of little plays, and Matt was saying a lot of people were tired. So it seems like as a captain, maybe he sees that and kind of tries to pick everybody up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, from my, I guess 2 3/4 years here, I mean, it's if you kind of follow Jamie, he'll be doing the right thing. So I think he obviously leads by example, and it's not just the vocal, part of him. It's just kind of just being able to watch him and see what he's doing, and he's always playing the right way. He's always playing hard. He's always doing all the right things. So I think as a team, it's great just to see that, and it makes it easy to follow.
Thank you.
Nice job kind of holding me and jumping into the play there, and he got away with it, so he got a great A. Thank God he hit the post. And then, I don't know if I've been that tired in a game in a while. I think a lot of us were a little run down tonight and didn't have our best, but found a way to get it done. Obviously some big plays, and you're not going to be at your best every night, and that's why we have a world-class goalie back there to kind of bail us out. And it'd be nice to get on the road here, quick back-to-back, and then we got a nice little break here. So I think we need that, and we got to get through these next 2 here.
Those last 2, what is it that makes you guys come up with the right play at the right time right now?
We got some guys that are hot. I mean, they're feeling it when you got to ride that wave. I mean, Roop, Johnny are as hot as anyone in the league. Robo's been scoring. It's nice for those guys because they've had parts of the season where they couldn't get anything to go in. So it's nice that they're catching that right now at the right time. And, I don't think we've been as good maybe the last few games as we're capable of, and I think there might be a little bit of fatigue playing into that. But that's the nice thing is we're winning games still, not with our best, and we know that we're not satisfied. We want to be better. I mean, I think we're happy with the win tonight, but maybe we're not satisfied with the game, if that makes sense. So that's the way winning teams have to be. You don't just ride the results. You got to think about the process, and I think we could be better than tonight. But again, I think there's a few of us that were maybe not at our peak physical state tonight. So that happens, and you got to find a way to get it done. We did.
On that first goal against Official kind of gets turned around a little bit, but right after that, his next shift, he comes out and with the St. Gobain line and creates several chances. Is that like a good sign that a young player like that's kind of learning and trying to, I guess, adjust to the NHL game?
Well, the worst feeling in the world is making a mistake and it ended up in your net. I think, it's a gutsy play. He's trying to block a shot. I mean, maybe not the right time, but at the same time, he's playing hard. He's playing with heart. I think we can all live with that. And the nice thing is the coaches get that this is a game of mistakes. I mean, there's a lot of maybe some place in this league where he wouldn't have got another shift for a while, but we don't operate that way. We want and that's a huge credit to the coaches to get guys right back out. And you flush it and you go. You gotta like Ted Lasso says, be a goldfish. So I think he did a good job of that there. And like I said, I mean, there's a lot of guys that we didn't have our best tonight. I'm not talking about Bish, but I'm just saying in general. And you just got to keep moving forward and keep going, and forget about the shift or the periods behind you and keep going forward. Good. Thanks.
I got sushi socks today. You like sushi, Mike?
Yes, I actually do. I have a bunch of different socks.
I've seen your pet ones.
Yeah,
I like those.
They have records. Cat socks are 10 and 3. It's a little bit rare to see the 3 forwards in overtime. How'd you like how that worked out there?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're not short on defensemen, but we're short on offensive defensemen that would play in that situation. And we were looking at some options, and Harley started to get a little bit fatigued. Lindy was fatigued. We relied on those guys all night, so we thought we'd roll the dice there, and we got away with it. I mean, they hit the post just before that, so if that goes in, we're probably having a different conversation, but we found a way to win.
I mean, that's it. That's what you've been doing. You find
Yeah.
it's different every night, it seems like.
Yeah, I've said all week, this is a really tough week for everybody, and I think tonight was a grind. Calgary didn't give us a lot. What'd they block? 28 shots, I think it says here. So, you got a team that's really committed to defending and blocking shots and muddying it up. So it was a long night, but we stuck with it and found a way.
On that first goal against Leon Bishop, got a little turnaround. But his next shift, I think the thing I noticed most was he actually went up and with the Stankoven line created a bunch of opportunities almost immediately. And Duchene said that that's a credit to you all as a coaching staff that you don't hold mistakes against players. So when you see him respond in that way, is that kind of what you want to see?
Yeah.
Players?
Yeah, listen, that won't be the last time that'll happen to him. That happens to some of the best players in the world, and just watch the highlights on TV every night. So, when you stick, especially young players in the lineup, you got to expect that once in a while they're going to have some growing pains and they're going to have to learn some hard lessons on the fly. For us it was, and you know what, he's a confident kid. I think it didn't affect him. Some guys would carry that around and it might affect him all night. I thought he shook it off pretty quickly and got right back at it, like you said, on the next shift.
Wyatt mentioned that he's coming to the end of year 3, which just seems crazy to people. Does he still feel like a 21-year-old?
Yeah. No, you know what? He's been around so long now. He does feel like a old grizzled veteran, but he's still a young kid. Like, you don't even realize it. I mean, but he's playing at such a high level right now with such confidence. It's just great to see.
You moved Ben and Johnston up to the top 2 about halfway through the game. Was that just the?
We shuffled every line but the fourth line. I liked the fourth line. We kept them together, but we moved Ben up with Duchene, and we moved Granlund down with Duchene. We moved Marchment with Bork and Dadenoff. We moved Johnny up on the first line. So I thought we were just a little stuck. We weren't getting a lot done. It was just the clock was running and we weren't accomplishing a whole lot. So we were looking for a spark. I thought we got a little bit of one from it.
You said this week is hard for pretty much everyone around the league, given the deadline tomorrow. As a coach, how do you kind of prepare for Saturday's game, not really knowing what your team might look like?
It's a great question, and we fly tomorrow. I think we're due to take off like 15 minutes after the deadline. So, I think you just you just try and keep it as normal and business as usual as possible. And that something might happen, but I don't think you approach it like something's definitely going to happen. I think you approach it like, this is the team we have until something changes. And, I like our group, and, I'm excited about the potential of our group that we have here right now over the next 20 games and playoffs. Okay, thank you.